Listen to me. Dog Waters, James Williams, the Stankonia Ambassador, and I'm back. And before I get started on this video review and explaining to you from my perspective what in the hell is going on out here in these streets, I need to say this to you. In the comments, I got a lot of people saying, hey man, you need to make the video bigger. I ain't making nothing bigger. All you got to do is take your two fingers and pinch the screen and zoom in just like that. And you can see whatever the hell you want to see. I don't understand some of y'all. And I ain't talking bad about you. Maybe you don't know you could zoom in. And zoom is what my man Blue down in Florida said. When he had the Dogman video, he called it zoom. So I'm using Blue's terminology. And I know all the rest of these creators be like, oh, you complain and they jump. Ooh, I got to make the video bigger. No, stop being lazy. Zoom in. That's what the phone is for. Now, with that being said, yesterday we was talking about the lizard people. And I told y'all about the NPCs. And I started to get into the narratives and how narratives are created and how basically human beings are controlled both based on those narratives. So I'm back to talk about it more. If I was to let some of them comments through of all the people who were sitting there talking about, oh, this fake, that fake, this fake, that fake, you would see the narrative and the control mechanism that's in place in this field. But I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. But it's thousands of them. And it's simple comments, oh, this fake, you fake, the video's fake, this fake. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm saying self, and myself answers back, yes, James. Why would somebody do something like this? I don't know. Maybe because they want to steer the narrative away from what they want and discourage people from talking about it. Probably, that's what I'm saying to myself. And that's when I come to the realization that a lot of these people are NPCs. Now, NPCs, if you're not like a video game generation baby, when you play video games, there would be non-player characters. You walk up to the character, you hit a button, and the character will say, buy these apples and oranges for blah, blah, blah. And you can talk to the character, but that character only had certain words they can say. So when you're in the comments and you see the NPCs, I want you to understand that's what you're talking to, an NPC. And it's okay that they NPCs. Don't be mad at them. I'm just telling you that's what you're talking to. Now, to push it even further, I'm going to prove a point to you. Because the inability to think for yourself is what makes you an NPC. And they've gone so far as to do a social experiment and start rewarding people to behave like NPCs. Here's an example of it.
Thanks for the roses. Thanks for the thanks for the thanks for the thanks for the roses.
Meow, 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 meow. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Meow, meow. Thank you for the rose.
Boy, like that. There's a lot of people acting like that, but it's a lot of people running around acting like NPCs. And I told you guys yesterday, the easiest way to do this, to create a narrative through social media, is to grease the skids with money. And so if people behave a certain way, they make money. And so algorithms have the best ability to grease the skids to get behavioral patterns rolled out and established. And we need to understand this about human nature. We need to understand this as we're talking about supernatural, paranormal, crazy topics, because it's important to understand what the current that you're swimming upstream against. It's literally psychological operations programs. You see them in politics all the time, but they're every time I do that, I'm just going to keep on talking. The point I'm making to you is this. Understand that narratives are created, and understand that they're created specifically for a reason. Powerful entities being in control of governments around the world. Edward Snowden, who's, if I'm not mistaken, I think they whacked this dude. I know he was hiding out somewhere for a while. Edward Snowden talked about all this. Whistleblower talked about it. He did. Everybody ignored it.
Like a systems administrator for these sort of intelligence community agencies, you're exposed to a lot more information on a broader scale than the average employee. And because of that, things that may...
He's the real Chris Brown, and he's not allowed to get on stage.
Edward talked about how he was being exposed as a contractor, a high-level contractor, to things that the average person wasn't exposed to. And it's important that you understand that there's more going on. So when I do a video talking about lizard people, people are like, oh, there's no such thing as a lizard person. Or, oh, there's no such thing as a demon. Man, it's a lot of stuff out here. And now the easiest place to find all this stuff is in the entertainment industry. I like this kid right here. Now, if y'all remember this kid, he used to be on all kind of TV shows. I remember him from Major Pain, the movie. And the kid be pretending like he crazy, but he be hitting on some stuff. But he does it in a manner in which it's safe to do. Everybody think that he's supposed to come out and say, this person is a lizard, or this person stole money, or this person did this. That's how you get your head knocked off. But that's what people want. People want it to be made plain and simple for them. That ain't how it works. That's how you get your head knocked off. That's how you get your head bust to the white meat. That's how you get your brain scattered all over the walls. You got to know how to do these things. You got to be smooth with it. And he's smooth with it. He don't care if you think he's crazy. He don't care at all. He does not care if you think he's crazy. But watch what he said.
Chris Brown, he's not allowed to get on stage. It's the only way he can make his money.
So you feel like that was like a lookalike that did that?
Huh? Do I feel like it was a lookalike in Chris Brown's body?
Wait a damn minute.
Okay.
No, Chris Brown is not that. It's just the same. It's the same thing with Kanye, bro. The taller Kanye, the smaller Kanye, taller Kanye. I was Ye. They started making more Ye's.
I was, yeah, they started making more yays. Watch this. He's talking about people being cloned. And who the hell would clone an individual? Where would that technology come from? What's the purpose of cloning an individual? I wonder this. I wonder if you sign a contract, signing over all your name, image, and likeness in perpetuity, and then you decide that you're not going to behave the way somebody wants you to behave, but you're worth your name, your image, your likeness is worth billions of dollars, and you act a damn fool. You don't think it's worth investing money into creating another you so they can keep getting that paper off you? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, son. Come on. This is a portion of the lizard people right here. Lizard eyes. Everybody act like I'm crazy. But see, you can show this stuff to people all the time, over and over again. But nobody want to acknowledge it. And let's talk about why people don't want to acknowledge it. Now, I'm telling you guys, I don't go off no script, so you got to roll with me here. The reason why people don't want to acknowledge it is because they cannot take the context of their existing mind being stretched. It's the same thing as when you're a kid, you come to the realization that Santa Claus is not real. That's the first time most people's existing context of their mind is broken. Some people come to the realization that Santa Claus is not real because they stay up all night looking for Santa Claus and they catch their mama or their daddy running around in their underwear putting together a bike. Other kids come to the realization that Santa Claus is not real because their friends tell them, yo, you stupid, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. Then there's other people who go on for years and years. When they get damn into their teenage years, 11, 12, going on 13, and then they come to the realization that Santa Claus ain't real. And it breaks the brain. People are afraid of their brains being scrambled like eggs. This is your brains on drugs. Remember that commercial? They're afraid of it. Because if this one thing is true and this one thing is real, then what else out there that I've had the ability to write off thus far can I no longer write off? And that's what it boils down to. People not having the ability to write things off and keeping their minds organized neatly. There's no box in people's mind for a reptile person. There's no box in a person's mind for a werewolf or for a bigfoot or for a swamp thing or for pretty much anything that's weird. Think about it. Now, that's why I like you guys. I like you guys. I love you guys. You want to know why? Because your brains have space. You can function in your job, on your day job, do whatever you got to do. But your brain has space for the context to be stretched and moved and the capacity to truly understand. So I just say this to you, when you see people who don't have that capacity, just take it easy on them. Of course they're going to tell you you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Of course they're going to tell you you're crazy. But they're blind. Lizard.
Chris Brown, That was not Chris Brown on stage. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an alien. What? It's not Chris Brown on stage, bro.
Let him cook. Chris Brown, he believes in UFOs.
Yeah.
You're damn right he do.
For sure.
Do you think you ever been abducted?
Hell no.
Do you think you ever seen anything that looked different? Why do you believe?
Because I'm an alien.
Now you heard that Negro say he an alien, right? The Negro said he. Let me rewind it so you can see. Negro said he an alien.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you think you ever been abducted?
Hell no.
Do you think you ever seen anything that looked different? Why do you believe?
Because I'm an alien.
Why?
Because I'm an alien.
Okay, explain.
I can't
Do
explain.
do you feel like, and I don't mean, sometimes people think alien with the eyes and outer space and all that stuff, but you really feel
The
like
Negro
you're
alien.
out of this.
And that was a huge.
I want to make a point to you, and I'm gonna have to edit some of that music out because YouTube gonna play games. But I want to make a point to you. When you want to hide something from somebody, you do it in plain sight. You tell the truth to them with the knowledge and understanding that they're not gonna believe it. I showed y'all the video of The Rock saying that he likes to eat children and pineapple.
Children? Children and pineapples. Children and pineapples. Children. How old are you? Okay. Only to 10.
That's what came out the man's mouth. I like to eat children and pineapples. Then he asked the kid how old he was. You just say it in plain sight. Don't believe me? Don't think I'm telling you the truth? Everything that's done to you is done in plain sight. There's a reason why it's done in plain sight. Because you choose to ignore it. So therefore the person who's doing that dastardly deed is no longer responsible because you have made your choice. Your choice just so happened to be you decided to ignore it. But you were not given a choice. You're given a choice because the Negro just told you he an alien. Then you saw the video of the Negro dumping in a basketball and his hand stretched out like he was one of the elasto, four whatchamajiggas. So you had an opportunity to know the truth. You chose not to know the truth. That's the beauty about this life, man. I said in the last video, I said when you leave that body and you get that death tremor, and that spirit leave body there, you're gonna be looking around like, oh hell no. I wasted my whole damn life, didn't understand what was going on. Wasted my whole life. Now, watch this. Lizard people in control of the government. DARPA, which is the Department of Defense Research Organization, the brain of the Department of Defense. The same people who made the robot dogs, and now I'm not sure if you noticed this, but the robot dogs is on the street in Memphis, right? No. Like literally robot dogs on the street in Memphis. They use them as bomb dogs in Memphis. In China, they use them during the lockdowns to make sure that the Chinese people stayed in their house. Robot dogs. Marching up and down the street, barking orders. Robot dogs, homie. So, this is what I need you to understand. Make the connection in your brain. All right. We got DARPA. We got lizard people in control of the government. We got robots that they make. Because it's only so much a human being gonna be able to do, bro. Humans have souls. They have emotions. You know what I'm saying? The worst human being, there's a limit to what he gonna do. And you ain't gonna find, they got bad people on this planet and there's horrible human beings, but there's a lot that a person has to go through to get to that state of them just being horrifically a bad person. Like to be a mass murderer, bro. There's a lot of stuff that went into you becoming a mass murderer. Circumstances have to be right. But when you get you a robot, oh boy. Get you a robot, you can get that thing to do anything. Yeah, anything. That robot could do anything, because guess what? It don't have no emotions. It don't. You understand, them lizard people, they need an armament, because they need some kind of armament to do their bidding. So guess what? You got lizard people about to use robots on regular people. And I know it sounds crazy. Yo, homie tripping. This is a conspiracy theory. CIA was the one that came up with the term conspiracy theory. Look it up. They came up with it for the purpose of redirecting and deflecting away from things that are true. But most of you guys don't know that. Nonetheless, they made robots, and they've been making robots for quite some time. And this lady right here talks about the hybrid animals that they were creating. You gotta understand, she's talking about the hybrid animals that she had an opportunity to see. I come from the cryptid community, no longer really participate in the cryptid community because there's a whole bunch of BS. But I come from that community where the conversation is always about some kind of hybrid being. But she's talking about what DARPA's already done, and these are the things that she was allowed to see. Understand what she was allowed to see. And he's talking about big mega mind, mega brain people, bro. And that's the thing about the mega minds and the mega brain people. They're smart, but they lack a lot of empathy because they're consumed by their intelligence.
And this is now 4 years ago that I was interviewing these scientists.
Did you see any of this stuff?
I didn't see the moth, but I told you I saw that the limb regeneration lab was a trip. And this is all, they were just cutting limbs off of salamanders and watching the limbs grow back and examining that and saying, if a salamander can do this, so can we one day. And I said to them, but wait, that's impossible. And they said, it's not actually, because humans I love scientists who break it down into terms I can understand. It's like what Elon Musk did, right? And they said to me, you were once a single cell in your mother's womb. And then you were 2. And then you were, right? Mm-hmm. So you can regenerate. And that's their premise. These are the world's top scientists in regeneration.
What is it?
Did she just say that these Negroes know how to make people cells regenerate? Now let me ask you a question. What movie was that on? In fact, I bet you could name in the comments 15 damn movies where they predicted that people would have cell regeneration. What this says, let me translate. What this says to me is they've already done it. They already have the ability to regenerate human cells. They just ain't gave it to you yet. They ain't gave it to me yet. So our aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins is around here dying of cancer, but they have the ability to regenerate cells. People run around here with chicken wing arms like this because they was born with a birth defect, but they got the ability to regenerate cells and fix it, but they won't fix it. Makes all the sense in the world to me. That sound about par for the course. That sound about par for the course. Yep, sure do.
This Jamie.
It's the moth being stimulated by electrocurrents in its abdomen.
So the stimulation of the electrocurrents, they can cause it to go left or right? Is that it?
Yeah, I was looking up these biohybrid moths.
What was the thing that you threw your hands on your head like you were freaking out? Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. He was reading something, he went,
Yeah.
I made a little list here of some of the projects that...
No, watch this. This is one of the big brains at DARPA. I want you to notice something. The eyes are the window to the soul, right? Now look at this man's eyes. That's on the screen right now. Him right there. He got a big blockhead. He might be a lizard him damn. So look at that chin on him. Now, I'm not sure that human chins are blocked like that. The whole blocked face like that. And he might be a lizard. It'll make sense that he a lizard. But watch this woman's eyes.
DARPA has played a key role in over the last few decades.
A lookalike that did that?
I hit the button by mistake. Sidebar note. Don't sit here and say you can't see. Zoom in with your fingers. I'm gonna keep on repeating this to y'all. Zoom in with your damn fingers. Zoop, just like that. Just zoop, and you're gonna be able to look. Don't ask me about that again.
Over the last few decades, you've got the internet, GPS starting in 1959, virtual reality, satellites, stealth aircraft, UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, night vision, precision guidance, smartphones, even Siri. The list goes on and on.
It's a tremendous heritage. And of course, the challenge for those of us who have the privilege of serving at DARPA today, our job is to make the investments now in 2014 that become those kinds of transformations for the next generation.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I look a lot of people in the eyes. I don't know how many of y'all actually look people in the eyes. Most people don't look people in the eyes when they're talking to them. I look a lot of people in the eyes over my lifetime. Dead square in the eyes. Most of the time I look at them in their right eye to make sure they get the point. Sideboard note, if you want to make a connection with a person, both of your eyes look at their left eye. If you want to make a point to somebody, like I ain't playing with you, both of your eyes focus on their right eye. Do it, watch, it works. But nonetheless, when I look in this woman's eyes, I ain't gonna lie, I'm saying she got to be on some kind of mind-enhancing drug. It just looked like it to me, man. Look at her.
Give me an example
how big the iris
surprise that DARPA created.
One example is stealth aircraft that allowed our warfighters to go into very contested environments and evade radar, which was an amazing new capability when that became possible.
The stealth fighter, the B-2 bomb.
Exactly. And then on the enabling technology side, 45 years ago, DARPA did this sort of crazy experiment, which was to hook a couple of computers together and have them talk to each other. That was the beginning of the ARPANET, which became the internet today.
So Al Gore, eat your heart out, DARPA invented it.
So DARPA created the internet that you on. Holy crap. Ain't that what this dude just said? Ain't that what this nigga in front of you just said? Didn't I just say that the government, social media, was a tool of the government for them to carry their narrative? So what you trying to tell me is the lady with the drug eyes, the super brain drug that she owned, just explained to you that DARPA made the internet. DARPA made the internet. DARPA made the internet.
Al Gore did a lot to make it the real internet that we've got today, but DARPA planted the very first seeds.
And she just explained to you that Al Gore was the person that they allowed to take credit for it. But DARPA made it.
For that.
Yeah. So can DARPA say we created the internet, or they can say we did something?
Oh no, watch how she spin this. She's gonna break this down for you. Watch
Very early they got it going.
We created the ARPANET, which was the predecessor network, and the internet grew out of that. And so many of our investments, we plant these early seeds that create a technology.
So we beautiful. We beautiful. Let me ask you a question. If we plant an apple tree, or we plant an apple seed, right? In the ground, dig up the hole, plant the seed, and the tree started to grow. Who made the damn apples at the end? We responsible for them apples because we the ones that planted the seed. And if you think for one moment that these people created the internet and then just say, oh, we're going to hand it over to whoever, we'll hand it over to you, man, you done lost your damn mind.
Technology base. And then after that, vast numbers of other people across the technology community and a huge amount of entrepreneurship and private capital. All of that has to happen to turn those.
That ain't how it works. You know how it works? I'm gonna tell you how it works. They make technologies like the internet. Then somebody knows somebody that knows somebody, and they pick somebody like a Mark Zuckerberg, and they say, Mark, we made this internet. We need a social media network. We're gonna show you how to do this, but we're gonna put you in charge, and then you're gonna take the credit for it. I remember before I understood, like looking at like some of the biggest tech billionaires, I was like, man, these guys are super smart. But when you understand that they just plugged in, they just got the plug. When you understand they just got the plug, you don't compare yourself to them people because all they got is the plug. Somehow, some way they got plugged in a DARPA, and it was like, okay, we're gonna give you this technology, you roll it out. And then they become wealthy and rich. That's how come they get taken down. Because they ain't come up with a damn thing. They just got an agreement to roll out the technology. You heard me? I'm trying to tell y'all what the deal is.
Those ideas and the technology base into the internet and the smartphone that you have in your pocket and the technologies that have changed how we live and work.
So because of DARPA, we have GPS technology.
Wait, hold on. Did this broad just tell y'all that DARPA made the smartphone? You heard that? Why that? I'm gonna play it again. See, y'all be about to
turn those ideas and the technology base into the internet and the smartphone that you have in your pocket. And
Shorty just said that DARPA made the smartphone. Say, bro, what you looking at me on right now is a weapon. Because that's what DARPA's job is. They make weapon systems. Holy crap. That's their mandate, to make weapon systems. So you are holding a weapon in your hand right now. I'm not sure how many people come to this understanding. I'm not sure how many people do. But I'm just running it, man. I'm just going to run it. I don't know how this video going to turn. I'm just going to keep running
the technologies that have changed how we live and work.
So because of DARPA, we have GPS technology, sensor technology. But DARPA's mandate, as was instructed to Congress when DARPA was created in 1958, is to create vast weapon systems.
Shorty said it right after me. Go ahead, Shorty. That's what I'm saying. That's their job, to make weapons.
Of the future. That's the quote. And when I found that quote, I thought, I must always keep that in mind when I'm researching and reporting on DARPA, because that is its job. So everything is about military technology. Everything that it works on is, how does this support national security? And that is, of course, a double-edged sword.
So everything DARPA works on is to support national security, and everything that they develop is some form of a weapon. Did not DARPA develop the robot? That's a weapon. So anything that comes out of them that they say is for the good of humanity is in some way, shape, form a weapon. I don't know what's going on right here. Let me see what she's saying. She back on this other show. Hold on.
So the morality of the citizenry was like, no. Then 9/11 happened, and suddenly all this money got pumped into DARPA to do anything they wanted. The morality issue went out the window, and they started creating all kinds of biohybrids, as I write in the Pentagon's Brain. So they now have pigeons that are mixed animal and machine.
What?
They created something called, there's a moth. So there's a Mandica sexta moth. That's what it's called. It's a large moth. And DARPA scientists put brain chips into the larva, okay? So that when it cocooned and became a flying moth, it had the chip built into its system, making it easier to integrate, and they could fly the moth around the lab.
Hold on, bro. So what you're trying to tell me is DARPA, if they did it to that, then they did it to humans. So now they didn't. That makes all the sense in the world. Watch this peep game. So the brain chip thing that Elon Musk talking about, they already got people running around with them brain chips. Matter of fact, Shorty right here probably got a brain chip right here. That might be why her eyes look like this. This chick, she probably got a brain chip. That makes all the sense in the world. That's brain chip eyes, man. So what they telling me is, and what I'm hearing is, DARPA decided they was going to inject the brain chip, or the circuitry for the brain chip, into the larva before it grew up and became like a full-fledged moth, so they could easily control it. I'm pretty sure that there's human beings or human embryos that were developed in labs. We know about test tube babies. Robin Williams was telling y'all about test tube babies in the 90s. Shut up, you test tube baby. So we know they got test tube babies out there that already had this technology integrated into them. And everything going on right now is to roll out to make you accept it. That's what's going on. It's to roll it out so you can accept it. Because I told you before, the way the human mind works is you can't break and shatter the context of the human mind. People resist and fight you. We see the evidence of that. You'll see the evidence in the comments in these videos. Just watch. When this video drops, you will see the evidence of what I'm saying. Because those are people's brains that are trying not to break. Even though their brain needs to break for their safety of themselves and their families. But they're going to hold on and resist. Resistance is futile, is what I'm saying to you. Because these people going to show you. These people going to show you. I'm just trying to tell you, they're going to show you. So here's what we got. Test tube babies, brain chips already, or the infrastructure for the brain chips. Let me get back to what I was doing. That's crazy. What's Shorty at? Yeah, girl. She cute with that little mole right there. Like that nerdy cuteness. You know what I'm saying?
Its mandate, as was instructed, everything is about military. Happened, right in the Pentagon and machine, cocooned and became moth. narrative networks. It's one of those really innocuous names, the N2 program.
Whoa, let me go back. Because let me start right here.
The chip built into its system, making it easier to integrate, and they could fly the moth around the lab. And this time, DARPA started a new program, and it has to do with trust. And it's called narrative networks. It's one of those really innocuous names, the
narrative
N2
networks.
program. And on face value, it's like DARPA's working with storytellers and anthropologists to try to figure out how people...
Hold on, DARPA. How y'all working with storytellers and y'all ain't working with the best storyteller? What storytellers y'all working with? Cut the check, man. What's wrong with y'all? Cut the check.
Are influenced by narratives. But another
somebody started talking about narratives earlier.
Element of the Narrative Networks program works very specifically, and I interviewed the scientist on this program, deals with a chemical in the brain called oxytocin. And that...
Oxytocin? Let me look that up. Hold on. What the hell is oxytocin, girl?
That is sometimes called the brain's moral molecule. And it is this idea that this is what humans use as a trust mechanism in their brain. So if you trust someone, you emit oxytocin. A breastfeeding mother, for example, this is in DARPA documentation, emits oxytocin. And so DARPA is now having this program looking into the use of oxytocin and how you can manipulate trust. And again,
He's not allowed to get on.
Of the citizenry with brain tellers and anthropologists to...
Hold up. See, hold on. I can't hold this for what I'm about to do next. Come on, man. Clamp on or something. Clamp on a clapper. Get on there. Clamp on? I don't know if y'all can hear me. I need to look this up. Because what I'm hearing is this. What I'm hearing this woman telling me is that the brain, the Department of Defense, which is designed to find advanced warfare weapons, has found out that there's a hormone. I'm not sure if it's a hormone or whatever it is, but they done found something. They done found something that can make you trust. That's what it sounds like to me. They done found something that can make me and you trust. And I ain't trying to trust none of them. Straight up. I ain't trying to trust. I don't trust none of y'all. Oxytocin. DARPA. Told y'all I don't do nothing scripted. You want something scripted, go somebody else. DARPA wants the love hormone to treat PTSD. Oh, really? Washington Post. All right. I'm going to share this with y'all real quick. Improve oxytocin measurement techniques by developing quantitative assay to measure oxytocin more sensitively, specifically particular to discriminate between 9 to 12 amino acid versions. So there's 2 different amino acid versions of this. Measured of these 2 forms will be conducted in VDO system, determine the variance under experimental conditions known to affect oxytocin levels. We know what it is, widely known for its role in reproduction and childbirth. More recently, its role as a neuromodulator has been highlighted, particularly facilitating pair bonding, maternal interactions, and trust behaviors. Oxytocin can impact behaviors ranging from whether 2 individuals trust each other, how someone reacts to stress, and even wound healing. Holy crap. Stop sharing. Go back to the video. Where's this girl?
To figure out how...
Pause. Let me get my microphone back so y'all can hear me. All right. I don't know what that looked like. It was a SBIR is going to be that's funding. That's a RFP, request for proposal. So, just in 2 seconds to read, man. It affects pairing and bonding between individuals, trust issues, making you trust someone, and more importantly, regeneration. So, the premise that I gave to you earlier was right. They done figured out how to make you regrow stuff. But what scares me about this whole situation, I ain't gonna lie to you. What scares me is I don't want the government understanding how to make me trust them or anything else. Let me decide if I trust you. Earn my trust. Don't just make me trust you by putting a whole bunch of oxytocin in the water, injecting chickens with oxytocin, spraying it in the air. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I'm pretty sure there's a delivery system for it. That's what it sounded like. They were figuring out how to measure it, and they might have been even saying a delivery system, blah, 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 blah. Ongoing clinical trials and explosion of research has been issued. What I found interesting about what I just read, they wanted to do an experiment under experimental conditions known to affect oxytocin levels. So what it tells me is, if I wanted to test if I had the oxytocin, and let's say I had it in a mist, what I would do is I would lock 2 of y'all in a room and do an experiment. Like, I would take like a hardcore Democrat and a hardcore Republican, lock them in a room and start a conversation, start an argument, and then spray the oxytocin in the room to see what would happen. You know what I'm saying? I would take a mother or a woman and a child that's not their own child and spray it in a room and see if she starts to trust that child, starts to trust that adult. Take an abused child and put them in a room and see if that's going to make them trust that person. This is crazy. This is crazy.
People are influenced by narratives. But another element of the Narrative Networks program works very specifically, and I interviewed the scientist on this program, deals with a chemical in the brain called oxytocin. And that is sometimes called the brain's moral molecule. And it is this idea that this is what humans use as a trust mechanism in their brain. So if you trust someone, you emit oxytocin. A breastfeeding mother, for example, this is in DARPA documentation, emits oxytocin. And so DARPA is now having this program looking into the use of oxytocin and how you can manipulate trust. And again, this is speculation, but one can't help but wonder, okay, the guys at the Pentagon don't like the idea toward movement toward autonomous drones. They don't trust drones that have self-government, and let's have a program that manipulates trust. And that's where we get into...
I ain't hear nothing about no drones. Maybe I missed that part. I ain't hear nothing about the drones, but I was touching on robots earlier. That would make sense. They need the oxytocin to make you trust the drone. So when that robot dog get to walking down the street, it's spraying oxytocin. Because there's no way that a human being could see a damn robot dog and be like, oh yeah, that's okay that there's a robot dog walking down the street, especially when you got your own damn dog right next to you. It's weird. So guess what? They're gonna have to make you trust them. Yep. They're gonna make you love them. That's a form of rape, man. That's that for real. That's emotional rape. You emotionally trying to rape me. Make me love you. I ain't gonna just fall in love. You gonna try and make me love you. No, that ain't gonna work that way. And don't come around me trying to spray that crap either.
Some of those ideas about what is DARPA really doing? What are their goals and how are they achieving them?
They won't make us love them. It's all about love at the end of the day. Not only do they want to do you stuff, but they won't make you like it while it's being done to you. Ain't that evil? Ain't that evil? I mean, that's pure evil. Not only am I going to put a robot out there or kill people with drones or have, drones that go on battlefields and eat corpses, but I'm going to make you like the fact and trust me. I'm going to make you love and trust me. That's crazy. I would say, I don't know, give it 4 more years. They're going to have it working. They're going to have it working. Why? Because people ain't skeptical enough. I don't know what to tell y'all. Stank on the ambassadors out of here. I'm blowing my own mind with this one, man. This is crazy. Peace out.